light a firecracker and toss it into a metal barrel. Boom! The lid blasts high into the air. Letting all that explosive energy go to waste seems like a shame. Being the clever inventor you are, you watch the flying lid and get an idea. What if that force could be put to work? First, you flip the barrel upside down. Then you connect the lid to a straight rod and attach the other end of the rod to a crankshaft. With this setup, the lid can no longer fly away. It can only move up and down along the barrel, creating the earliest form of a piston. But now, there's a problem. Since the barrel is sealed, you can't toss the firecracker inside anymore. Easy fix. You drill a small hole in the top and drop the lit firecracker through it each time. The explosion pushes the piston downward, but once the force is gone, how does the piston return to its starting position? That doesn't stop you. You install a heavy flywheel on the end of the crankshaft. Using its rotational inertia, the flywheel keeps spinning and drives the crankshaft back around, pushing the piston up for the next cycle. Still, manually dropping in firecrackers every time is far too inconvenient. So you upgrade the power source. You replace the firecrackers with a fuel injector that sprays a fine mist of fuel into the cylinder and add a spark plug to ignite it. However, the fuel won't burn because there's no oxygen inside the sealed barrel, so you add an intake valve beside the injector. Fresh air mixes with the fuel before entering the cylinder, and with a spark from the spark plug, combustion becomes continuous. But another problem quickly appears. The burned exhaust gases remain trapped inside the cylinder, preventing fresh air and fuel from entering. Power gradually drops until the engine stops. To solve this, you install an exhaust valve on the opposite side of the cylinder. Now the spent gases can escape freely. Unfortunately, opening and closing two valves by hand is exhausting, and at high speeds it's impossible to keep up. So you add two camshafts, one above each valve. As the camshafts rotate, their lobes push the valves open at precisely the right moments. But once a valve is pushed open, it can't close by itself. No problem. You fit each valve with a return spring. Every time a cam lobe opens a valve, the spring snaps it shut as soon as the lobe rotates away. Working together, the camshafts control the exact timing of both the intake and exhaust valves. Now the entire mechanism works as one complete power cycle. The intake valve opens and the piston moves downward, drawing the air-fuel mixture into the cylinder. The intake valve closes and the piston rises, compressing the mixture. At the instant the mixture reaches maximum compression, the spark plug ignites it. The explosion drives the piston downward, producing useful power. Finally, the exhaust valve opens and the piston rises again, forcing the burned gases out of the cylinder. Intake, compression, power, exhaust. These four strokes repeat over and over in perfect synchronization. Every component works together with precise timing, allowing the engine to run continuously. Congratulations! Through a series of clever improvements, you've invented the four-stroke internal combustion engine, a classic power system that remains the beating heart of countless cars, ships, generators, and machines around the world.